Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing well today. So today's video is going to be all about a drugstore makeup starter kit. I'm super excited about this. I've always wanted to film one of these, but I never really felt confident enough in my recommendations for you guys. And today I really do feel confident in these makeup products and I'm looking forward to recommending them to you guys. So I do have all of them in here in my makeup bag for you and I can't wait to dive into them. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so I did want to say that I am wearing one of the Mint Melt lip glosses from e.l.f. It's one of their lip plumping glosses. I'm wearing the shade Chocolate Chip and it kind of burns, honestly. It does really plump the lips. I can feel it. I've never tried the Too Faced, like, what are they, like lip injection glosses or anything, but this feels pretty intense. So just wanted to note that it's my first time ever trying one of these glosses and I love the color though. I really do. I think it's really beautiful, but still I do feel like the plumpingness. So there's that. Anyways, so I'm really excited about this video. I did want to stick strictly to drugstore. So these are products that you should be able to go into your local Walgreens, CVS, even if it's like your local store, like grocery store, Walmart as well. I wanted to stick to those stores that you could easily access these items. So I'm really excited to share these with you. I think I really have some great products. So let's go ahead and get into it. So by the way, my cute little bag is from Rae Dunn and it's actually from Marshall's. So they always have the Rae Dunn little makeup bags in stock. So if you're a fan of Rae Dunn, go check out your TJ and Marshall's for sure. So let's go ahead and get started with primer. Oh, before I get into it, so firstly, I did want to say that this video should be for maybe people that are starting out their makeup collection. Maybe you use a lot of high-end makeup and you're wanting to kind of jump into the drugstore land of makeup. And these are just recommendations for that type of person. Maybe if you're a teen and you're looking into buying some makeup items, or maybe you're a parent wanting to buy some makeup items for your teen, I hope that this can help you. So going right on in. So first I want to start off with primer. So I know that a lot of people actually maybe don't even wear primer. They feel like it doesn't really do much for them. Some people, they prefer just to use their skincare as their priming step because the skincare already leaves them really hydrated and luminous and things like that. So I completely understand that. I really wanted to make sure that I recommended a primer that is basically going to be very effective. I didn't really pick a glowy primer or a moisturizing primer. This is a primer that I do think actually makes a difference. And this one is from Hard Candy, which hopefully you can find at your Walmart. I do know it's just like only specific Walmarts carry Hard Candy, but I still thought it was worth mentioning. And this is their Sheer Envy Hydrating Primer and it has 12-hour makeup grip. So this is a fantastic primer, you guys. I'm sure that you've heard of this. It's very similar to the Milk Makeup Grip Primer that came out, I guess it was 2 years ago at this point. It's very similar to that, even when it comes to the appearance of this primer. And what this does is it really does create a tacky base for your foundation to cling to so that your foundation will last longer throughout the day, and it really does work. I remember that I was wearing this on before we went on a trip to Fredericksburg. I went with family. Fredericksburg is this cute little quaint town nearby, and I put on, of course, all of my makeup. I used this primer, and of course I was wearing a mask because this was just a few months ago. And at the end of the day, you know, whenever we got to the Airbnb, my makeup looked flawless. And I'm sure it was a combination of things, probably my setting spray, my powder, things like that. But this primer, I'm sure, had a lot to do with it as well, because the foundation just really grips onto this primer. It's wonderful. So I just wanted to mention this one. I always feel like I'm out of breath and that I'm talking so fast. So I am so sorry. I don't know why I always feel like I'm in a hurry and that I'm racing to get these videos done. I don't know why, but let's move on to foundation. So this foundation is one of my favorites. I really tried to pick something, again, that you could find at pretty much any drugstore, but also that has a pretty good shade range, at least from what I can tell. Definitely let me know in the comments if there's a foundation foundation that maybe has a better shade range. But this one is from Covergirl, and this is their Outlast All Day Stay Fabulous 3-in-1 foundation. This is one of my favorite foundations for a long time now. I do have the shade Classic Ivory, and this is a foundation that I've been loving pretty much since high school. I remember running through this like water and then repurchasing it and doing it all over again. And then I did recently repurchase it last year. So this is the bottle that I have, and I am still loving it. It's still a foundation that I know I can trust. I think it looks good no matter what. It has pretty great coverage, but it doesn't feel heavy on the skin. And again, I do think that it will work for a lot of different skin tones as well as skin types. So I did want to mention this one. The next products that I have is actually for someone who maybe prefers a lighter coverage, you know, foundation product. This is fairly new to me. This is the Wet n Wild Bare Focus Tinted Hydrator. This is something that I was a little bit hesitant on grabbing just because of the shade range, but I have seen some creators with deeper skin tones try this and they were able to make it work for them. I don't know if it's because it's a lighter coverage product that they're able to make it work for them. So again, this is fairly new to me, so I'm still getting acquainted with it, but so far I really like it. I do think it's pretty hydrating and it has pretty decent coverage. I would say it has more coverage than a tinted moisturizer. Even though this claims to be a tinted hydrator, I still think it covers quite a bit. If you have redness, I think it'll cover well. That's what I suffer from. It does cover up acne pretty well, but it doesn't feel, again, heavy on the skin, which is a really big deal for me. I always want something that's going to look flawless on my skin, and so this is something that I definitely have grown to love fairly quickly, and I have really been enjoying it. So I did want to mention just like a lighter coverage option, just because I know that that's really in right now. Going into concealer, I only have one, and this is by far the best concealer ever in my opinion, and this is the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. This is the concealer that I just love so much. I do have the shade Light Peach. I love this. I think it's perfect. I think that it's just the best concealer to ever exist, and I'm so glad that it's from the drugstore. It's so affordable. I think it's like between $4 to $6, and I do think the shade range is pretty decent as well. It has a cult following for sure, and I just think that it's great. And this is the only concealer that I'm recommending. If you do not like hydrating concealers, they do have their regular 16-hour camo concealer that maybe you can look into as well, but this one by far is just my favorite. So getting into some cream products, because I do want to recommend those for sure. So for cream bronzer slash cream contour, there is of course pretty limited options at the drugstore, but this is the one that I would recommend. This is the Wet n Wild Contour Makeup Stick. You guys know how much I love this. I have the shade Oaks on You. I think it's absolutely amazing. It does a great job at really just contouring and bronzing the parameters of the face. It blends out super beautifully. I've blended it out with the sponge. It works great that way. I've blended it out with the brush, which is my preferred method, and it's great. So I really enjoy this. I do wish they had more shades, but I know that a lot of people do enjoy this, so hopefully it will work for you. I'm sorry if I keep touching my face. I feel like I just have cat fur on my face somewhere, and it's driving me insane. That's what happens when you have 5 pets. Moving on, that is my cream bronzer product. I do have a cream blush, of course. You guys already knew that. So ever since I heard that Flower Beauty was carried at CVS, I did want to mention my Flower Beauty Blush Balm. This is in the shade Cinnamon. Absolutely love it. It's my favorite cream blush ever. I think it's so great. This is really the product that made me fall in love with cream and liquid blush products, and it kind of started all of it for me. I love this formula so much. I love the shade so much, and I do believe that Flower Beauty is now sold in store at CVS, which is great because I know a lot of people have CVS's near them. So I highly recommend this, especially if you're trying out a liquid blush for the first time. It's very forgiving. I would just recommend using your sponge to apply it, or recommending maybe even like a stippling brush. I know e.l.f. has a really good one. Wet n Wild also has a really good one. So anyways, love this liquid blush, and I think it's great for everybody. They also have other really cute shades as well. Cinnamon is just my favorite. So now a powder. I definitely want to recommend a powder because I know I am someone that has to set my makeup, and I'm sure most of you enjoy setting your makeup as well. I know some people don't have to or they don't prefer it, but I do. And my favorite by far is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Translucent Powder. They do have a banana one as well. This is just great. This is amazing. I think it does such a great job at setting the makeup, but not looking too heavy, not looking cakey, not looking dry. It does a great job at really prolonging my makeup, I've noticed. And it's just great. I love it so much. I've used quite a bit of it. You get so much in here though. You get 20 grams of product or 0.70 ounces. That is so much product. It is just a great powder. I think that it's like $5 or $6 at the drugstores. I think it's great. This is just by far, hands down, the one that I would recommend. And then as far as just regular powder bronzer, I feel like I like bronzer, but I'm not as picky with bronzer as I am with blush when it comes to just trying out all the different formulas and being obsessed with the product. But I decided on the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I know that a lot of people probably would recommend this one, and it's for good reason. It is a great, great product. It has a really nice, smooth finish on the skin. It blends out really easily. It smells like a tropical dream. It smells like coconut if you are into that. I do have the shade Deep Bronzer. They have other shades as well. I know they even have deeper than this available. It's like a sculpting shade or something. So I know that this is well loved by so many people, and I think it's a great, great product. I think it's a great bronzer. It's so smooth. It blends out nice. It smells good. There's nothing better to say about it. For cream blushes, I do stand by one brand from the drugstore, and that is Essence. I actually have 3 Essence blushes. The first one, which I'm hoping is available, this is the Essence Matte Touch Blush, and I have the shade Peach Me Up. It's just a really cute peachy shade, and it's perfect for spring and summer. Really, really love this one. This is actually one that I gravitate towards pretty often. And then I have 2 from the blush line, and these are just great. They are so amazing. The packaging sucks on these, but I think they're only like $2 or $3, these blushes. So I do have the shade Beloved in this, the blush shade, which is so great. I love this one. It's very pink and girly. And then I have the shade Bespoke. And Bespoke is kind of like a bronzed nude. It almost has like a rosy bronze to it. So for highlighter, I actually don't own this product, but I have tried them and they are so great. And those are the Wet n Wild Mega Glow highlighters. They're amazing. Those are by far the best highlighters in my opinion at the drugstore. Again, I don't own one, so I'll try to put one on the screen for you guys. They're just great. They have a great, great following for good reason. I highly recommend those, and they do have different colors. They have more goldeny ones. They have more like pinky toned ones, and of course more like of your traditional champagne. So I did want to mention those. So now let's go ahead and get into some brow products. So firstly, the brow pencil. Again, I don't own this, but I flew through it. I love it so much. And the brow pencil that I would recommend is the Maybelline Temptation brow pencil. It's like in a cute pink packaging. It does have more of like that definer brush, definer pencil shape where it's kind of triangular, but I think it's great. I think it's really nice and creamy. It's really easy to just go through your brows with it. It's great. So that's the brow pencil that I recommend. And then I do have a brow pomade in case you're more of a pomade person. The Milani pomade is amazing. So this is the Stay Put brow color from Milani, and I do have the shade Brunette. This is such a great brow pomade. It's kind of hard to tell, but this is great. Honestly, I've had this for such a long time now, and it's still going strong. It's still creamy. It hasn't dried up. I know that that's kind of a trend with brow pomades. This one is really affordable. It's actually more affordable than a lot of other drugstore brow pomades, and it's great. It works really well, and again, it does stay creamy for a long time. So I do recommend this one for a pomade. Of course, pomade is really good at also making your like brows last a little bit longer. And then I do have a brow gel, and this is again really new to me. I did purchase quite a few newer makeup items in the month of April, as my no buy kind of ended this month, if you were following. But I did purchase a new brow gel. I've been super into just throwing on a brow gel and calling it a day. It's just really simple and really quick and easy for me to do in the mornings before I go into work. So this is the e.l.f. Wow Brow, and I do have the shade Brunette. And this, you guys, is such an amazing brow gel. Now I can finally understand why people rave about this product. It's just, it's so good. It is so good, and it's so nice and easy just to like run through my brows real quick. It fills them in really nicely, but it doesn't make them look crunchy or hard, and I think the product lasts really long as well throughout the day. So I recommend this. This is definitely going to be a continuous purchase for me. And then let's go ahead and get into some eye primer. So eye primer, it's kind of boring, not gonna lie, but it makes a huge difference. So for eye primer, I just recommend the Milani one. This is just the standard Milani eyeshadow primer. This is well loved by Emily Noel. If you have never heard of her, she is a great beauty content creator. She's amazing. She's been on YouTube for so many years, and she's just so genuine and down to earth from what it seems like. And she goes through these kind of, you know, just like water pretty much. She loves this Milani eyeshadow primer so much. So I do recommend it. I do think it's great. And then this is something that I recently picked up, and wow, have I noticed the difference so quickly. This is the NYX Glitter Primer. This is amazing, you guys. I never really understood like why this worked so well. Like, I never tried it, but a lot of people do recommend it. They say that it works great. And so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try it. What really convinced me was Sarah Rose. I do follow her on Instagram. I'm subscribed to her YouTube channel. I do watch her uploads pretty regularly, and she raves about the glitter primer, how it really just has kind of changed her eyeshadow life. So I decided to pick it up. It's amazing, you guys. It is amazing. I did use it today, and you guys hopefully can see just how well like the metallic lid like looks on my lid. It's so beautiful. Hope you don't mind that I was that close to you. Anyways, moving on. This is just so good. What I do is I go in with just a standard eyeshadow primer, and then I put in all of my matte shades, and then once I'm ready for my shimmer shade, I just put a little of this on the back of my hands. I blend it out, and then I just tap it on the blank space on my eyelid, basically where I'm going to put the shimmer shade, and I put this on top, and it just really, it's almost like a magnet to the shimmer shades. It just really grabs it and just makes them shine. So really enjoy this product so far. I've only used it twice, and I've seen such a difference in my eye looks, so I do recommend that. Okay, now let's get into actual eyeshadow. So, oh, I forgot about this. This is actually a complexion product. I did forget. I did want to talk about the e.l.f. Bite Size Face Duos. I do have the shade Lychee. And this I wanted to recommend because, again, they're only $3. And I think they're perfect for someone who maybe wants a blush and highlight option combined, or there's someone who likes blush and then a blush topper. So that's what I would recommend these duos for. They have so many different shades, and I have seen these at Walmart, and they're only $3. So I did want to mention these for a blush slash highlighter option as well. But let's get into eyeshadow. So for eyeshadow, I really don't have a whole lot of experience with eyeshadows from the drugstore, like actual drugstore, because I tend to just stick to ColourPop eyeshadow palettes, or of course more higher end brands. But I feel like now there are so many great eyeshadow palette options from the drugstore, and I have some recommendations for you, and I'm really excited. So firstly, I feel like I have to mention the e.l.f. Bite Size Duos. This is the only one that I have. This is in the shade Rose Water. water. I think it's so great, you guys. I talked about this in my best palettes for spring video, and honestly, I think it's so good. I love the shimmer shades in this one. The formula is really nice. They're only $3. I will say these have $3 packaging. For sure. They break really easily. If you just knock them down from a desk or table or something, the eyeshadows are going to shatter. So just keep that in mind. They're not cheap if you have to keep repurchasing them. So just be careful. And then there's two newer eyeshadow palettes that I just purchased through during this month of April, and I'm so excited for them. This first one I am so excited about. I'm loving it so far, and it's actually from Revlon. I cannot believe it. This is the Revlon So Fierce prismatic eyeshadow palette, and I do have the shade Slight Flex, and you guys, this is stunning. I love this so much. This is my favorite shade right here. This is just great. This right here, it feels high-end. I will say they're all shimmers, so you do have to have a little bit of experience with blending shadows just to kind of make these work. They're not as pigmented, which I love because it makes it look like it's more of like an effortless look. But this shade right here is kind of like a duochrome kind of, and so it just looks so much more expensive and high-end than it obviously is. I think this was $10, and I'm so pleased with this color story. I think it's great. And I'm excited because it's a palette that excites me, and it's a palette that offers such unique shades from the drugstore, which I love. And then I wanted to mention one of these newer Wet n Wild 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pans. And this one I have is in the shade Camo Flaunt. This is great, you guys. I used this one time, and honestly, the quality was pretty good. I loved the look that I came up with. This does have a pressed glitter, so if you're not a fan of pressed glitters, definitely keep that in mind. But this is such a cute little color story, and I do think the quality was really good, and I want to say these were $3 as well. All right, now I do have a cream eyeshadow product that I wanted to recommend. I always talk about these, and these are the Maybelline Color Tattoos. I do have two shades. I have High Roller and Socialite. So this is the shade High Roller. It's just a nice taupey bronze color, kind of more of like a pewter. And then this is the shade Socialite. This is the one that I always talk about. This is just so great. It honestly performs more like a high-end product. These just blend so nicely on your eyelids. They're perfect for every day. They last really well on the lids throughout the day. I just can't recommend these enough. I think the colors that they have are so high-end, so expensive looking. They're amazing. I cannot sing their praises enough, and I wanted to recommend them as a cream shadow option for you guys. So for mascara, I actually don't own this, but I have gone through many tubes of this, and this is the Essence it's like the Essence False Lash Effect Princess Mascara. It's in the green tube, or black and green tube. It's so great. It's very similar to the IT Cosmetics Superhero Mascara, if you've ever used that one. It has a very similar wand to that IT Cosmetics Mascara. It's great, and that's the one that I would recommend. Again, hopefully you can find that at your CVS for sure, since now I think they're selling Essence there. So that is the mascara that I recommend. So I'm trying to hurry because I do know that this video is probably going to be very long. So now let's get into lip products. So let's just start with a really basic lip scrub. This is the lip scrub from e.l.f. It's in the coconut scent, and this is a great lip scrub that's really inexpensive, and it's honestly very effective. Mine looks disgusting, so don't judge. But really what it is it's just a scrubby lip scrub. So you just run it all over your lips, and then you just kind of like rub your lips together to really work in those like sugar like scrubbers, and it just makes your lips really nice and soft and just not dry anymore. So this is really effective, and I love the coconut scent. It's so great. And then a lip balm that I wanted to recommend. Now, mine does have a color to it, but they do sell a clear version. And this is the e.l.f. Ride or Die Lip Balm. I do have the shade Tough Cookie, which is more of like a nude color, but they do have a clear one, like I said, and these are really nice and hydrating, and they don't feel uncomfortable. They also wear really well underneath the mask, if that's something that you're wondering about. This is great. I think this shade, especially Tough Cookie, is really good for every day. It's work appropriate and it does complement a lot of different looks. So I did want to mention a lip scrub and a lip balm as well. So now I do want to get into actual lip products. So the lip liner that I want to recommend are these from Milani, and these are the Milani Understatement lip liners. I do have the shade Cafe au Lait, and this is just a like brownie nude color. It's really, really pretty. Great formula. They are retractable, so they're a little bit more smooth on the lips. You don't have to worry about sharpening them. So this is a really great formula from Milani. I did want to recommend that one. And then as far as actual lipsticks, so this is such an oldie, but I do talk about these a lot. These are lipsticks that I have been enjoying since high school. I talk about them quite a bit on my channel, and these are the Covergirl Continuous Color Lipsticks. These you can find at Walmart, I know for sure. I'm pretty sure at Target as well, but this one is in the shade, it's 030. I don't remember exactly the shade name, but these are amazing. This is just like a pinky shade, kind of more like mauve toned, and honestly, what I love about these so much is, of course, they're very opaque, they're very pigmented, but they last a really long time on the lips. So you'll apply them, and then of course they'll kind of naturally wear off, but then you're left with this beautiful wash of color, almost like it's a lip stain. So I really recommend this lipstick a lot. They don't have a lot of colors because, again, they're kind of an older lipstick, but I still wanted to recommend them. And then I do want to recommend this Revlon lipstick. This is in the shade, so these are the Revlon Super Lustrous lipsticks, and this is in the shade Nude Illuminator, Illuminator. And these are so beautiful. This is if you're someone who loves just luminous lips, more of like a shiny, balmy, comfortable lipstick. I do recommend these. This shade Nude Illuminator is so beautiful, but they do have other ones in case you're curious. These just really smooth out the lines in your lips. They make your lips look nice and plump and juicy. So I did want to mention more of like a shinier, more like almost like luminous lip product. And then finally, I know this video is so long, so if you have stuck around, I really do appreciate you. I did want to mention a lip gloss, and of course, I had to mention the Maybelline Lifter Glosses. These have completely just taken charge of the lip glosses at the drugstore. They are just so luxe and high-end feeling and looking, and the shades that they have are so cute and beautiful. They're really nice nude shades, and I specifically have the shade Silk. But I do want to show you just an up close of the packaging. It's so nice and luxe. And then this is what Silk looks like. It's just a really nice, like, pinky color. It's absolutely beautiful. These again just really smooth out your lips. They really make them look nice and plump and juicy and wet looking. They're so great. And again, I'm telling you, the whole aesthetic of this lip gloss and also just all of the shades that they offer are so great. All right, so this is all of my drugstore makeup starter kit. I did want to go ahead and film this for you guys, and I am just so excited for you guys to watch this video. I hope that you enjoy these product recommendations. These are drugstore products that I really have come to know and love and appreciate, and I love having them in my collection, so I know that you guys will too. So if you did enjoy, please do like this video, and I also really hope that you will subscribe, especially if you are new or if you are a constant viewer. Please subscribe. I would love to have you here. And also please comment down below what your favorite drugstore makeup products are. I would love to hear from you, and also if you think that my starter kit was pretty good. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will go ahead and see you in my next video. Bye!